Today I'm going to share something very, very interesting with you. And this is the experiences I had about reality, how reality looks like on a deeper level. And of course, this is not going to be 100% accurate. That is impossible because you have to understand that there are different awareness systems, different awareness levels, and our awareness level is going to see something very differently compared to how it looks like in reality. It's like a colorblind person is unable to see colors, but I'm going to share a few very interesting insights that will make you think. The first one is going to be energetic lines that I had seen, and I have seen the same thing in reality. Like during my experience, it felt like I zoomed out and I've seen how reality looks like. This is the same pattern I've seen in people, and this is also the same pattern I've seen in trees as well. And the pattern looks like this. Probably I will draw it. Hang on. So it looks like this, and the whole thing looks like this. I didn't even pay attention to it when I said it's kind of like an eye. But imagine a network that everything looks exactly the same size and it's full of this. And these are like energetic lines, and the energetic line looks like very, 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 very light blue. It's nearly white, and it's not really the color, it's like you can see its energy. It's the same when you have a Kundalini awakening, you see these colors that are fluorescating or something. So this is exactly the same, that it's so white blue, that it's so light blue that it's nearly white. Don't ask me what it means because I've got no clue. I'm just sharing my experiences. The second thing is going to be that was during very deep hypnosis, when reality tried to communicate with me and explain what it is, and it kept showing jellyfishes, lots of jellyfishes over and over and over. And when I recognize that it tries to explain me the immortal jellyfish, that's when it stopped. And think about the immortal jellyfish, that it's technically immortal. It means that it goes through certain stages, and when it arrives to the very end, it collapses back to the very, very beginning. So technically, it never actually dies. The third interesting thing was that was from my husband from past lives, that I have lived nearly 200 lives together. And he's in a completely different reality now because I went backwards and he was able to progress. The way I went backwards, like he told me that I went on a suicide mission. That's why I always keep saying that don't obsess about twin flame connections, because he was a twin flame connection and I couldn't process his death. And I not only committed suicide in that life, but probably in 200 other lives after that as well. And I'm stuck here, and he is supposed to be in the sixth dimension. And I asked him to show himself, how he looks like, because I was curious. And he always told me, because I was curious about what that reality looks like, what it is. And he said that I couldn't understand it. But what I saw is, it was like a jelly blob kind of thing, like when you see like a jelly, it doesn't have a specific form and it keeps moving around. So it's like a wobbly jelly that is very roundish, but it doesn't have a specific shape. And he kept changing every single second. So this was moving, and even his color was changing as well. So my understanding is that, first of all, my brain, my awareness cannot decode it, but what it tried to show me, that their integration, whatever is in that reality, and the speed, how fast they change, because you have to change in order to integrate, is going to be a lot faster than ours, and probably it's connected to more things, and they have a certain shape to do that that we just cannot even imagine. The next thing is going to be about death. So I actually went through that past life over and over when I have committed suicide in past life regression many, many times. And once reality tried to show me how death looks, that's my understanding, death looks like, where we go after that. And it looked like very similar to this, by the way, but it felt like that it's a living organism. So it seemed like a living organism, and it's like a cloudy kind of thing, and this grayish color, and you have these kinda. So this is the cloud, and these things are in it. And at every point like this, that's where they join, there is like a ball, an energy ball that has all the colors in the world, and it's again these very, very interesting colors that you see during a Kundalini awakening, and it keeps changing all the time. And it felt like I was standing under this cloud kind of thing that is or you can feel it's a living being. I can't explain, but you know it's a living being. And it's like when you die, you fall apart, and all of these balls, there are lots of balls, have an order in it. And whatever you are here, this energy has a specific part that you just go back exactly. So it's not like one being goes into one, it's like you fall apart, and those parts go exactly where it belongs, to that exact ball. It's difficult to explain, and maybe it's bullshit, I don't know, but it was very, very interesting, and it kept repeating again over and over. So when you see weird things, I always interpret it in the same way, that reality is trying to communicate with me, tries to show me something to see things differently. And it's again, it's not about that how true it is, it's just to shake up a little bit my mindset, to get out of rigidity and open it up. And the last one is from my very, very first Kundalini Awakening, where I've seen all of these amazing geometric forms that were again alive and moving all the time. And I could see my own aura. And the interesting thing was that I could see the energy lines. It was just everywhere. For me, it felt like I was like under these waves, like underwater. It was very, very calming, the whole experience, and at the same time very, very euphoric as well. And I really did a lot of research to understand what was happening, and I'm going to create actually a separate video about it, because I found the experience explained by neuroscience, and also those geometric forms, what they are and what reality can really be. And I found quite a lot of things now that are very, very interesting. And from my research, this is what I'm going to talk about. It looks like that we are like the last part is the 8th dimension. So this is all I can share with you. And if you have some interesting experiences, you can share it below. See you in my next video.